What's good, guys? It's SAT Hijackers back here with another video. Today, we're in SAT Practice Text 6, Module 1. Here we have question number 1. It states, what value of P is the solution to the given equation? So we're going to draw out this equation. We're going to write out this equation. So we're going to have P plus 3 plus 8 is equal to 10. So we can disregard these parentheses as P and 3 are unlike terms. That means we can't combine them. So we're going to say P plus 3 plus 8 equals 10 without the parentheses. Now we're going to combine like terms, which is 3 and 8. So 3 plus 8 is going to equal 11. So we're going to have P plus 11 is equal to 10. Now we would just want to isolate P by itself. So we subtract 11 on both sides. Now we have P. We have 11 on both sides. Subtract 11 on both sides. So we have P is equal to negative 1 because 10 minus 11 is negative 1. So herefore we have an answer of A. Alright, going on to the next question. We have the question states, the scatter plot shows a relationship between two variables, x and y. Which of the following graphs shows the most appropriate model for the data? So we're going to draw a line of best fit right here. So we're going to have line of best fit, which is going to look like this. So now we're going to look through our answer choices and find which line best represents this line of best fit that we drew right here. So we can see A is a straight line, but our graph is supposed to look like this. So it can't be it. B is a negative linear line, so it can't be it, as our graph is supposed to look like this. And then for C and D, while it does look very similar to our line of best fit, our y-intercept values are different. This has a y-intercept of 1,000 when you have a y-intercept of 0 right here, so this can't be it. Then over here for D, we see that this graph best fits the line of best fit that we created, so our answer is D. Alright, so here we have question number 3. It states k squared minus 53 equals 91. What is the positive solution to the given equation? So what is the positive solution to the given equation? That's gonna the word positive right here is gonna be important for when we later figure out our answer. So we're gonna write the original equation, k squared minus 53 is equal to 91. So we want to get k by itself. So we're going to plus 53 on both sides so we can make these expressions equivalent. So plus 53. K squared is equal to 144. Now we're going to square root both sides as you want k by itself. So k is going to equal the square root 144, which is going to be 12, which is going to be plus or minus 12 because we square rooted. And since it wants the positive solution, we're just going to use our positive 12. So therefore our answer is D. Alright, so here's question number 4. It says, during a portion of a flight. So here we have question number 4. It says, during a portion of a flight, a small airplane's cruising speed varied between 150 miles per hour and 170 miles per hour. Which inequality best represents this situation, where S is the cruising speed in miles per hour during this portion of the flight? So here, whenever we have a problem that states which best represents the situation, that means we're going to have at least 2 answer choices that are going to try to confuse us, meaning they're very similar, but just one slight thing makes one of them right. So here we're going to say a small airplane's cruising speed varied between 150 miles per hour and 170 miles per hour. So we're going to write inequalities for this. So we know x is going to be less than 170, but equal to it, as it's varied. But it's also going to be greater than 150 miles, but also equal to it. I'm going to say. So x is less than or equal to 170, but also greater than or equal to 150. So here we're going to look through our answer choices and find which one best fits this equation of this situation. So A says S is less than or equal to 20. We know this is wrong because x is greater than 150. So this is going to be wrong. It says S is less than or equal to 150. This is going to be wrong again, as we already stated that x is greater than or equal to 150. And now here's where the trick comes in. So here we have S is less than or equal to 170 for C, but for D we have S is less than or equal to 170, but also greater than or equal to 150. So both of these equations are true, but the big trick is that it's asking us which one best represents this situation And the one that contains all the information that's given to us in this question is going to be D, as it includes our 150 miles per hour and 170 miles per hour. So now we're going to be on question number 5. Question states an object was launched upwards from a platform. The graph shown models the height above ground y in meters of the object x seconds after its launch. For which of the following intervals of time was the height of the object increasing for the entire interval? So we know we have a positive slope when our line is going up. Positive slope when our line is going up, and negative slope when our line is going down. So we can see from 0 to 2, we have a positive slope with our line going up, and from around like after 2 to 4, we have a negative slope. So from 0 to 2, we have positive slope, and from after 2 to 4, we have a negative slope. So we know we're looking for a positive slope, which means that our height is increasing. So our answer is going to be between 0 and 2. So if we look at our answer choices, we can see that A best represents our answer, as is from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2, and the other answer choices, while only C has 2 in it, it also has 3, which is not part of the equation that we just represented. So we know that A is our answer. Question number 6 states, how many yards are equivalent to 1,116 inches? This is going to be a simple division problem. So it's going to be a conversion problem as well. So it's going to divide 1,116 by 36, as that's our amount of inches, and that's converted to 1 yard. So if we divide this by 36, we're going to equal this. So we're going to put this in our calculator real quickly. Give me 1 quick second to get my calculator out. So 1,116 divided by 36 is going to equal 31. So that's going to be 31 yards. Very simple problem. You just have to understand conversion factors. Number 7 states the function f represents the total cost in dollars of attending an arcade where X games are played. How many games can be played for a total cost of $58? So it says the function f represents the total cost. So f of x is going to represent a total cost, and then down here we see how many games can be played for a total cost of 58. So therefore, we can say that our f of x is equal to 58. All right. So all we have to do is input this 58 into our f of x, and then we can just solve for x using a two-step equation. So we can say 58 is equal to 4x plus 14. Subtract 14 from both sides to isolate the equation to make the expression equal. So we're going to have 44 is equal to 4x. Divide both sides by 4 to isolate x. X is equal to 11. So 11 games can be played for a total cost of $58. Question number 8 states, for the linear function f, b is a constant. When x equals 0, f of x is equal to 30. What is the value of b? So the SAT does a lot of things, like including big words into our problem, trick you when they really mean nothing. So it states for the linear function f, which really just means this equation is going to be in the form of y equals mx plus b. And then b is a constant. This word can trick a lot of students into thinking b is going to be some weird number, when all actuality it just means b is just going to be a real number. It's not going to have a coefficient like a variable or anything like that. So that just means b is going to equal like 1, 2, or 3. So b is going to equal like 1, 2, 3, but it's not going to equal like x, 2x squared, or like root x. It's not going to be something like that. It's going to be a real number like 1, 2, 3, or 4, or any real number for that matter. So now we're just going to start off the equation. It says, what is the value of b? So we can say f of x is equal to 30 and x is equal to 0. So we're going to input these values into this equation that we're given right here. So we can say f of x is equal to 30. So f of x equals 30. And x is equal to 0. We input that into equation. So 0. And then we're going to add the rest of our equation. So 0 plus b. 0 plus any number is just the number by itself. So we're just going to say 30 is equal to b. And that's all we have to do. This problem tries to trick you into thinking that these words really means something else, but really all it means is that it's just a regular linear equation. So and your answer is going to be a real number. So that means your answer is D. Question number 9 states the function p is the estimated number of marine mammals in a certain area, where t is the number of years since the study began. What is the best interpretation of p of 0 equals 1,800 in this context? So the first thing we're going to do is going to write out, we're going to look at this equation and realize that's exponential growth. So we're going to write out the original equation for exponential growth. It's going to be our amount is equal to the principal or the original number times 1 plus r, which is the rate of increase or decrease, to the t. For this is going to be increased because it's exponential growth. So it says, what is the best interpretation of p of 0 equals 1,800 in this context? So we know that our number p represents, the function p means the estimated number of marine mammals in a certain area. And we know we can get 1,800 when t is equal to 0 in this equation. So I'm going to draw this out real quickly just to show you guys this, what it means. When t is equal to 0, 1.02. We're going to get 1.02 to the 0th power is going to equal 1. That's going to say 1,800 times 1. So we're just going to have p of 0 is equal to 1,800. And we know that our 1,800 in our original, in the exponential growth formula, just represents the original amount of what we started with. So we're just going to look in our answer choice, which answer choice represents the original amount of the marine study when it first began. So A states the estimated number of marine mammals in the year was 102 when the study began. That's wrong. It's 1,800. B states estimated number of marine animals in the study was 1,800 when the study began. We know this is correct because that's what we just stated. So our answer is B. Number 10 states a manager is responsible for ordering supplies for a shaved ice shop. The shop's inventory starts with 4,500 paper cups, and the manager estimates that 70 of these paper cups are used each day. Based on this estimate, how many days will the supply of paper cups reach 1,700? So we start with 4,500 paper cups and end up with 1,700. So to find the difference between these, for example, which means how many paper cups are used, we're going to subtract 1,700 from 4,500. It's going to leave us with 2,500. And then it's going to divide 2,500 by 70. As it's going to tell us how many paper cups need to be used up to equal 2,500 per day. So we're going to see how many days it takes up to use 2,500 cups. So 2,500 divided by 70. Pardon me, this should be 2,800. Should be 4,000 minus 7,000. This should be 2,800. So 2,800 divided by 70 is equal 2,800 by 70 equal to 40. So it's going to take 40 days to reach 1,700 paper cups. So our answer is B. Number 11 states, for which of the following tables are all values of x and the corresponding values of y solutions to the given equality? So we're going to look through our tables first and see which one best represents y is greater than 4x plus 8. So we see that we're all using the same amount of x and y values. Pardon me, we're all using the same x values and our y values are different. So we're going to have 2, 4, and 6. So all we have to do is just input 2, 4, and 6 into your equations and see which ones equal the correct y value that is outputted from this original equation. So I'll put it from this original equation. So 4 times 2 plus 8 So we're gonna have 4 times 2, 8 plus 8, that's 16. Which one is 16? None of these are 16. 19. It's so it's 16. Wait, here we go. Bro, what? Okay, so as we can see right here, our x values are all repeated, but our y values are different each single time. So all we have to do is just input our x values into the original equation, which we have right here. I'm going to see which one of these tables best represents the original equation. So I'm going to input 2 for x, so 4 times 2 plus 8. So our y value, 8 plus 8, has to be greater than 16. So which one of these have a y value greater than 16? We see that's only A, so that means our answer has to be A, as all these other ones are wrong. So number 12 states, which expression is equivalent to x squared plus 11 squared? X squared plus 11 to the second power plus x minus 5 times x plus 5. So we can just write this out as, we're going to rewrite the original expression real quickly. X squared plus 11 squared plus x minus 5 times x plus 5. So we can also write this as x squared plus 11 times x squared plus 11 plus x minus 5 x plus 5. So now we're gonna FOIL out each one of these. We're gonna FOIL out x squared plus 11 times x squared 11. We're gonna FOIL out x minus 5 times x plus 5. So x squared times x squared, x to the 4th plus 11x squared plus 11x squared. So what we're doing right here is FOILing out. So we're gonna bring our x squared to our x squared to 11, our 11 to our x squared, and our 11 to our 11. So we're gonna have x to the 4th plus 11x squared plus 11x squared plus 11 times 11, which is 121. It's gonna all be in a bracket for now. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna FOIL for this. We're gonna do the same thing FOILing over here. Same exact thing. So x times x squared plus 5x minus 5x minus 25. So now we're gonna simplify what we have into these brackets. So we're gonna simplify as x to the 4th plus 22x squared plus 121. Put another bracket right here. Then we simplify what's over here. So x squared, 5x minus 5x is going to equal 0. So we're going to have x squared minus 25. So now all we have to do is just combine like terms. We're going to have no like terms for x to the 4th, so just keep that right here. But we have a like term for x squared. So we have 22x squared plus x squared. We have like terms for 121 and minus 25 as their constants. Just want to see that x to the 4th plus 23 x squared plus 96 is our answer, making our answer B. So here we have question number 13. Question states, the graph models the active projects company was working on X months after the end of November 2012. According to the model, what is the predicted number of active projects the company was working on at the end of November 2012? So we're gonna look at our graph. It says the graph now was the number of active projects company was working on X. So it's gonna be our active projects after the end of November 2012, where X was between 6 and 0. According to the model, was the predicted number of active projects the company is working on at the end of November 12. So, pardon me, that's wrong. I have to use that. So here we have question number 13. It states the graph models the number of active projects a company was working on X months after the end of November 2012, where X is between 6 and 0 months. According to the model, what is predicted number of active projects the company was working on at the end of November 12? So our X value over here, so our X values over here are going to be the months after 2012, and our Y values over here are going to be projects, are going to be our active projects. So we can see it says what is the predicted number of active projects the company was working on at the end of November 2012. So we can see the graph starts from the question. We can see the graph starts at the end of 2012. So that means our X has to equal 0. Therefore, what is our value of Y when X equals 0? We can see that's 5. Therefore, our answer is B. I heard you the first time. Number 17 says the given equation relates to positive numbers P, N, and C. Which equation correctly expresses C in the terms of P and N? But you guys have to realize this is just a two-step equation with 3 variables. So we're going to write our original equation. So P is equal to N times 19 minus C. And distribute our N. So we're going to have 19N minus Cn. Then we want to isolate C by itself. So to get the expression equivalent, we're going to have to subtract 19N from both sides. Minus 19N. So P minus 19N is equal to negative Cn. And we want to have positive C by itself. So we're going to divide by negative N. So C is going to equal minus P minus 19N over negative N. And then we're cancel out this negative N for the minus 19 and keep the negative N over our negative 9 as it doesn't cancel out over here. So we're going to have C is going to equals negative P over negative N. It's going to be positive P over N. So P over N plus, as our minus 19 are plus and our minus N cancel out. So we're going to have plus 19. So we're going to, and over here we see our answer choice in the format of 19 at our front. So 19 plus P over N. Therefore, the answer is C. Alright guys, so here we're in question number 16, which I accidentally skipped. It says the relationship between two variables x and y is linear. For every increase in the value of x by 1, the value of y increases by 8. When the value of x is 2, the value of y is 18. Which equation represents this relationship? So it says for every increase in the value of x by 1, the value of y increases by 8. So we know our slope is going to equal to rise over run. So we can say 8 over 1. So our slope is 8. And this is really all we need to answer the question. As out of all these answer choices, C is the only one with a slope of 8. So that means our answer is C. Alright guys, so here we have question number 18. So we have the equation w squared plus 12w minus 40 equals 0. So we know we're dealing with a quadratic because we have w squared, which means we're probably going to factor. Which of the following is a solution to the given equation? So we definitely know we're going to factor for sure. And the method I want to use to factor this is completing the square. Because if you try to find the factors of minus 40, which means numbers that multiply to negative 40, and the numbers that add to 12, you realize there's no such factors. So we're going to have to complete the square to answer this. Or you could use quadratic formula, but completing the square is much faster in my opinion. So we're going to add 40 to both sides, as you just want our w squared plus 12w on the left side. So w squared plus 12w equals 40. And to complete the square, we have to do b divided by 2, and then we're going to square it. And our b value is 12. So 12 over 2 squared. So 6 squared, that's going to equal 36. So we're going to write a 36 on the left side and also the right side as if to make it equal. So w squared plus 12w plus 36 is equal to 40 plus 36. So we're going to have w squared plus 12w plus 36 equals 76. So now we're going to factor the left side of this equation. So we're going to get w plus 6 squared is equals 76. And now we're going to square root both sides as we want w by itself. So w plus 6 is equal to square root 76. Subtract 6 on both sides. So w is equal to negative 6 plus or minus square root 76. As we square rooted 76, so you have to have a plus or minus. And then we're going to factor. So we're going to simplify this root 76. So we're going to have negative 6 plus or minus 4 times 19. And so we have a perfect square right here. So we can factor this out as a 2. So we have negative 6 plus or minus 2 root 19, making our answer D. So the question states, the table shown summarizes the number of employees at each of the 17 restaurants in the town. Which of the following could be the median number of employees for the restaurants in this town? So we have 17 restaurants. We're going to write out this number until 17. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we want to find the medium number. So we're going to find our middle number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to do a random estimate and see how much is on this right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9 is going to be our medium. So that means the 9th restaurant. So the number of employees in the 9th restaurant is going to be the medium number of employees. So it's going to be from restaurants 1 to 2. And then so we're going to do 2 plus 4. So it's going to be from right here to right here. We are restaurant 6. And then plus 2 again. It's going to be our medium for restaurants 8. Then we plus 7. This is going to be our medium for the 15 restaurants. So our 9th restaurant is going to be in this bracket. So that means the number of employees we're going to have is going to be 20 through 25. 20 through 25. So we're going to look at answer choices and realize which one is going to be between this range. So A is 2, that's not between 20 and 25. B is 9, that's not between 20 and 25. C is not between 20 and 25, but D is, so therefore our answer is D. So what is the y-coordinate of the y-intercept of the graph of 3x over 7 equals negative 5y over 9 plus 21 in the xy plane? So you're going to want this in the form of y equals mx plus b. So we're going to input 3 as 0. I mean, 0 is x as it's the y-intercept. 7 equals negative 5y over 9 plus 21. So we know this is a linear equation. And so 0 over 7 is going to be same as just 0. So 0 is equal to 5 over 9 plus 21. So the minus 21 on both sides. So negative 21 is equal to minus 5y over 9. So times both sides by 9. By 9. So we're going to have minus 5y is equal to negative 189. Divide both sides by negative 5. And you get y is equal to 189 over 5, which is going to be our answer, as this is going to be our y-intercept. Our second problem, number 21, states the graph of y equals 2x squared plus bx plus c shown, where b and c are constant. What is the value of bc? The value is b times c. So here we see we have a vertex of minus 1 comma negative 8. So we can write this in vertex form. So we can say f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. And we know our vertex is minus 1 comma minus 8. So we can just input this here. We also know our a value is 2. So we can just say a is 2 times x plus 1 squared minus 8. Now we just have to multiply this, and we're going to find our values of b and c. So f of x is equal to 2 times x plus 1 times x plus 1 minus 8. So that's going to equal 2 times x squared plus x plus 1 minus 8. So 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 8. Which is going to be 2x squared plus 4x plus 2 minus 8. So it's going to be 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. So b times c is going to be 4 times negative 6. There's going to be negative 24. This is going to be your answer, negative 24. And now the final problem, number 22, states in 2008, Zyna earned 14% more than in 2007. And in 2009, Zyna earned 4% more than in 2008. If Zyna earned y times as much in 2009 as in 2007, what is the value of y? So to make this simple, we're just going to use values of 100. So in 2008, Zyna earned 14% more than in 2007. So we're just going to do 40% more, 14 over 100, just be 14. So 100 plus 14. 100 plus 14 is equal to 114. So in 2007, let's just say she's 100. 2008, she is 114. And now she says in 2009, Zyna earned 4% more than 2008. So all we have to do is for 2009, we can just say 2009 is equal to 114 times 0, the decimal percentage of 4%, which is 0.04, which is equal to, in a second, let's pull up my calculator. So 114 times 0.04, which is 4.56. So she had 114 plus $4.56 and equal to 2019. So that's equal to 18.56, pardon me, 18.56. So what is the value of y? So now we're going to look at what y represents. If Zyna earned y times as much in 2009 as in 2007, what is the value of y? So really all we have to do is just put the value of 118.56 over 100. That's going to equal 1.1856 our answer of D, as we get 1.1856 times. And that's module 1 for you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and this is SAT Hijackers.